listening to the Dank Swamp Rebellion with Breanna, Stouff, and lead actress of Dear Kate, Breanna Locascio.
So, what do we have here? What seems to be going on?
Well, we have Brandon Stouff here. He is the director of an upcoming movie, Dear Kate, and we have his lead actress, Breanna Locascio.
Close.
I'm sorry. We have Breanna Locascio. And so, Breanna, welcome to the show. We're so stoked to have you here. Welcome to the studio. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Did I say your name correctly, Locascio?
No.
No, okay.
School us. Give us
Go ahead and tell our listeners.
It's Breanna Locascio.
See, you fucked up the first one. It's not the second one.
I'm from Lockport, bro. I say everything wrong.
You stupid fuck.
Like, your name's Tyler, and I call you dumb shit, so.
It's close.
So, yeah, so you're in Dear Kate, and how's that experience? Is this the first thing you've acted in, or like what's your story?
No, I've been in theater since, I think I started about when I was 15.
Okay.
I think is when I started theater, and I think I started in film. Like, I actually met Brandon, I think, when I was 17.
And how old are you now?
I'm 22 now.
Okay.
So you've
been doing this for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And that's what we're saying with the when we talked to him last time. He let us see a little behind the scenes clips of Dear Kate, and we won't. He got mad at me because I said a few things that I shouldn't have divulged, and I won't do that this show. But you're very good at what you do. For being so young, you're very fluid, and that's one thing that is a lost art these days that we talk about a lot. That we totally respect, especially on the bayou, is the talent that's coming from this area. So kudos to you doing that shit, because it's good. Good job. It's really good.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see the finished result. What is your one of your best experiences with all this? Like, what is your fondest experience with all this going on?
It's the people. Honestly, like, I just love everybody. Like, it's just awesome because coming from, like, a place, like, like high school. High school sucked ass. Like, but it's like you come in a place where, you share, like, the same feelings, the same, like, interests as all these people. And it's just awesome. Like, I'm so close with Brandon and Terry now. Like, they're my family. Like, they're the best experience that I've ever had, honestly.
That's exactly how it felt when he talked about it the last time he was here, is the family dynamic. And that's one thing that we promote a lot on this show is, instead of a lot of times, especially in the past, artists were pegged against each other to try and outdo each other in whatever field they were in. And now we're in a new age to where we realize that all these different connections of outlets are essential in order for us to survive in what we do. And the family unit of that is awesome. Me and Tyler were actually talking about that before you walked in the studio. I was like, because he said, "Man, you don't mind with?" I said, "Bro, you're family now. We've been doing this so long. Like, that's my brother sitting across from me. We're our blood's in this."
I tell your wife I love her too whenever she tells you love her.
And I love yours, your unwife.
Yeah, it's always a huge piece we like to promote, and it's good that you're building your network so early, because I feel like a lot of people that come into this game are starting a lot later, and you're getting in on the ground floor at a young age, so you're kind of developing the mindset to move forward in this profession and keeping all your bridges open. You never want to burn anything unless they really fuck you, right? But the big piece to this is the family dynamic. You're able to mold into the situation. And is that part of the actress in you, or is that something that's just part of you in general?
The non-binary performer is what you should have said.
No, like, like it's just great. Like having to look forward to seeing them every every other weekend, or just like having to spend this little bit of time with these people and getting so much work done, and then like being able to look at what y'all did together at the end of the day. It's awesome just to see what you've created.
Absolutely. It sounds like that is at 100% you and not your business mind as being an actress. That's just you in general, that you feel that way. And it shows. You radiate that in the studio, which is awesome, because you're not only here to promote Dear Kate, but you're here to promote yourself. And you're just doing it in a very humble way. And that just means you're natural at what you're doing. So great job with that.
Yeah, it's totally just what I like to do. It's not for really any other reason than that. Like, I have a good time doing it. It's something I love.
Perfect.
We know the hours put into a labor of love, and the struggle that comes with it. And a lot of our network and friends that are real tight with us that have different aspects of the entertainment industry are the same, and that's the best part about it, is to see we don't have to be always passionate about the same thing, as long as we're passionate, right? So when you bring like minds together, I can appreciate the fact that he can look at two people in a scene and understand that he wants it shot a certain way, and he wants it to feel a certain way, and he wants people to connect with it a certain way, as well as him look at me and see that just because I'm some middle-aged asshole on a mic, that I'm still trying to do something positive in some form of art, in one way or another. So the appreciation across those lines is there, especially when it comes to Louisiana talent. That's one thing that we're promoting, especially this season, is talent on the bayou, because I feel like it's been in the shadows for a long time. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like the media and things of that nature have made us look like a bunch of dumbasses, or like, where are you at with all this?
No, I think it's awesome. And I mean, I think if you have an idea, like, put it out there. Like, what do you have to lose? Like, I think honestly, like, art needs to be more out there. Like, I just feel like it's not out there enough. I feel like it's not promoted enough. Like, I think, what y'all doing? Like, that's art. Like, putting yourselves out there. And that's great.
Thank you.
Like, kudos to y'all.
Well, I don't really look at it that way. I more look at it as I'm unleashing myself onto the world.
That's awesome.
That's scary.
He was humble about it earlier. He said he's just an asshole with a microphone. He is the asshole with a microphone.
With a microphone.
And one of the best vocalists in the state, just to give him props on that shit.
Blah, 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 whatever.
But I completely agree. I mean...
But not to cut him off at all. But Brandon, where are y'all with all this? Where are y'all as far as, like, since the last time you came? Where are y'all now as far as, where are you?
We probably have around about a third of the movie left to shoot.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
No, not too bad.
You got 2/3 done, and then you still got to break it down and do all the little twinkly things at the end.
Yeah,
so.
we got a bunch of post-production stuff to do, cutting it. I've been rough cutting it. I have to go, trying to anyway. And then I got a composer to look at the scoring it. Got a great group of guys doing some music for me. DSR. So they're working some things for me. But yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So you've actually did a lot of work since you've come into the studio.
Yeah, we shot a couple of things since last time I was here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we shot this past week, and oh my goodness.
You had a good time? A good time?
Oh, did I have a good time.
I
remember sitting there at Video Village watching the monitor as the actresses are performing, and I shed a tear, and I forgot to say cut. I was so into the story. Now I wrote the script, so I know what happens next. But I was so into their performances.
He had his beard all up like a little blanket.
I did. I was all in my happy space.
You made this man tear up. That's a feat.
It is.
That's amazing.
It is.
Look at him. You think he
There's
cried?
only two other things that do that for men like me and him. And it's the birth of a child, and when you walk into a buffet and you see one of those chocolate fountains.
And I cry all the time. when I paint my fingernails in the tub.
Yes, listening to your emo music.
No, but the Breanna's and Anna Gocho, her the second lead in this Dear Kate. Their performances this past weekend was so outstanding. I was so proud of what they did.
Hell yeah.
It's like I said before, I was watching the monitor, watching them perform. It's like I got so into the story that I wrote. I know what happens next. I didn't want it to end. It's like, cut.
So in that moment when you were doing that scene, did you feel something take you over, or is that something like you're still identifying with? Like when you're in your art form, are you in a different mindset from your standard, I'm just getting stuff done throughout the day, or is it like a complete switch to this character? I'm living this character's life, almost like a method style.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like when you're like, especially in emotional scenes like that, you can't be yourself because obviously, who you are isn't upset. The character is upset. Your character also doesn't know what's happening next, so you have to put yourself in that reality. And I guess what helps too is, especially if you have, like, if you can relate to that scene also, like we all have them relationships with people like that, so it's a lot easier to show that emotion, I guess.
To just think back on that time and then feel it all over again, because your mind's eye can see it and feel it again when you trigger it. If you really, but what's awesome about that is, and as musicians, because first and foremost, as musicians, we do the same thing. But when you have all that emotion built up, so many people bottle it, right? And to be able to find an outlet like you're doing, to channel that, to use it, and to know that I kicked ass today, like how awesome is that, right? How awesome does that feel? Because in a way, I kind of feel sorry for some people sometimes, because we have those moments that they'll never feel it because they'll never step outside of their own psyche in order to channel that emotion for good.
And I think as artists in general, you are there to evoke that emotion to who you're trying to show this to, right? So you did this scene, you tapped into some shit that made it real for you and portrayed that through your character on camera. Same thing with being a musician, is you channeling some energy from something into this track, and you're trying to convey an emotion that could be wildly interpreted. And having an open session like that just makes it that much better of a piece of art, because you're not just laser focusing what's supposed to happen here. You're supposed to call back to something that drives that emotion, and I feel like the best artists do that.
Yeah, I guess honestly, I think it's more like telling a story almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like like when you read a story, you always have this picture in your mind. So I guess it's like me coming out and relaying on that image I have.
Right.
So it's a lot easier, I guess, especially when you relate. I honestly, like Kate, I relate to her a lot. And like just the story, I love the story. We're doing such a great job. Like I love seeing like I love watching it for the first few times. I'm such a critic, like, so I can only watch it a few times. I'll probably watch it and that's it. But
right,
just the story, I love it. I love Kate. I love what we're doing.
No, that's awesome. That's something that I feel like some creatives have a lot of issue with doing, is reviewing their work after it's done, because they have to submit and say, this is complete. I have no say-so left. It's out in the world. There's no edit. There's, you might get the Zack Snyder cut later where it's 7 hours long. But in most cases, there's not another revision coming. And you just saying, this is done and out, and I move on to the next thing.
It's like I told the cast and crews, like most of them anyway, that right now this is the Dear Kids our film, but once it's finished, it's not ours anymore. It's the world's. And what it is what it is. People are gonna love it, people are gonna hate it, but that's the reality of it all. Once it's complete,
win, lose, or draw, take it or leave it.
Yeah. But one thing I want to say about actors and actresses, one thing I love about them is that it is like a switch. You know, I've watched this past weekend. We cut up in between takes. We laugh. We're having a good time. I mean, I got a whole bunch of blooper stuff from the slating the scene, but as soon as we say action, it's like a switch, and they right in the character, and it's amazing to watch them work and the talent they have.
Would you say that you developed that switch over time, or you felt like you've always had something that you were able to just click off in your head where I need to be something else right now?
Yeah, actually, kind of like almost, because I feel like it's something I've always wanted to do.
You've never really been acting the ass in front of other people, is what you're saying.
Y'all don't know her like I do. She has no filter. I love her so much. She's awesome.
That's okay.
That's perfect for DSR.
You're on a no filter kind of show.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Brandon and Terry have seen the good and the ugly when they've come to me. They've picked me up, brought me to the bar, and 12 o'clock at night when I was crying.
That's the family part, right?
Yeah, that is definitely the family part. They've been through thick and thin.
I've done the same thing with Tyler. Like when he cut his hair and he cried so hard, and I stayed up all night. We drank cocoa. It was awesome.
I had extra marshmallows that day. Well, look, I could relate to that a lot, and it's really cool to have someone to talk to about that, because it's not a conversation that happens often, right?
Oh, yeah.
That you could say that there's a switch in my head that I've envisioned that whenever something I need to process or not process, I could flip and do the other part, right? So I think for me, that switch changes what it does whenever you could adapt to it. But in most cases, it's business, art, because both are really not the same world at all. And when you think about it in context, being a business-minded person is almost the opposite of being an artist. So if you're able to flip that switch from on and off, in your case being an actress, to your normal self, the better you are at adapting to that flip makes it that much more seamless and you more proficient in your career. So my suggestion to you is, instead of just labeling it as two different things, be able to change out that label when you need it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm very lucky. Like, especially...
Hell yeah, you was in a scene with Hick Jeremy, goddammit.
We love Hick.
Definitely. I love him.
You got Brandon over here who's like crushing on this whole shit, dude. Like, it's so awesome.
It's the beard.
Do you ever get nervous though before you go on set? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like before you even got here, like I threw up. I have been playing music my entire life. I played in church my entire life. I played in bands. But every gig, I played with Nong New and the Wamatus. Not that long ago, I played washboard. And before that, me and Mike, the accordion player, were throwing it by the trees before we got on stage. Like, do you have that? Or are you just always like, let's get it?
Well, I think that's where the lucky part comes, because I'm so close with all these people. Like, I spent all this time, so I know I can go and immediately be myself.
But it must be nice. When you gonna give me that kind of nurturing shit, Tyler?
When you get some growth going, because right now it's you're like a little seedling that I've nurtured into oblivion.
Yeah, that's exactly what my brain is sometimes doing this.
You even look like one still.
I think one that helped though is like we spent a lot of time together, like 4 or 5 years now for starters. But then even when we greenlit the project, like I take this very seriously, and you gotta ask her. We started rehearsing, doing table reads and rehearsals like over a year ago for this stuff. No, so we spent time before we even started shooting anything, going through lines and text and rehearsing. And then when COVID hit, we didn't stop. We went to Zoom meetings and we did table reads and line reads during Zoom meetings and stuff like that. You know, so like, we spent a lot of time together. It helps out with the camaraderie and the chemistry with everybody. Right. So like we get
it makes a better dynamic all the way around.
Oh, yeah. Definitely learned a lot too.
That's something we need to do is take about a
You know what it is,
year.
though? That's the difference, is because their cast has fun with what they're doing.
Oh.
Yeah, mine's just me and you.
I hate you. I truly despise you as a human being. But
Again? It's just like the first time we met.
oh yeah, but like maybe that's what we should do with our guests is take about a year to open up, you know, get them in the groove, and then do the session, and not just
15 minutes is good for this.
Yeah, that's awesome though, man. Like you're nurturing more than your cast. You're building a legit family, and that's awesome. Because anything that you go into in the future, you'll be able to run and tell Brandon and be like, "Bro, I got this. How cool is that?" And he's gonna be like a proud dad at that moment, you know.
I'm not that old, but yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like, she had a great opportunity to audition for other projects after this. I'm my cast and crew. I'm their biggest cheerleaders. I hope they go do other things besides work with me, because they deserve it. They're talented and they're good at their craft and stuff like that. So this is just a stepping stone to the next project.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm appreciative of what they're doing for me, but it's not the end of the road for us in general. Like me individually and her individually. It's like, yeah, like I said before, you had an opportunity to audition for another project, and it's like you said earlier, it's all about networking. You know, it's like that's why on set I try to treat all my people the same with respect, because you never know, that person who's the PA on this set might be the producer on the next one.
Right.
That person who's the lowest on the totem pole might be the hiring person on the next one. So it's all about the relationships and networking and treating people with respect. You know, but
Which is lost. Which is a lost art in itself, because society in a whole is I find is not that. And one thing that Hicks said when he was on the show, he's like, man, no matter what you go through in life and no matter how bad you screw up, the bayou will always take you back. And I thought about that too. We had a meeting down at the Cajun Twist in Lockport yesterday, and driving through there, I'm from that area, and it brought back a lot of weird feelings because I don't go down there often. And I thought about that, and I said, you know, I did a lot of dumb shit back in the day, but you know what? Now the Bayou's my biggest fans. And that's pretty awesome that the Cajun community, coonasses, can, no matter what you go through, that's what we're all about. They look at us like we're these foreign people, and we kind of are. I mean, we got our weird stuff, but it's the brotherhood and the sisterhood of what we do here, right? And you're never going to get more support anywhere out there in the world. People may say they love you all day long, but people really love you on the bayou. And that's one thing I've learned in my lifetime, in my 39 years on this earth, is that the love of the Cajun people is so strong. I had family members that I hadn't talked to for years, 10 years recently, and randomly I was talking about this person with Tyler on the way to this place, and they walked up to me and was like, hey man, how's it going? And
some weird shit like he has,
like psychedelic, like, am I tripping right now? You know?
I didn't believe him. I thought he was fucking with me.
Yeah, no, I was like, it was crazy how it all worked out. But even in that, we didn't realize like how many connections we had with other people, and then all this weird stuff had changed.
Even me.
Yeah,
Like-
same. Even with him and his mom and all this weird stuff. But that's how it is here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're from Bayou Lafourche. I don't know, you're by Terrebonne? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, home.
You see that? She's not from the Bayou. She's from Bayou Terrebonne.
From A.
No, but we always had a camp in Bayou du Lord.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You still got that?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We going this weekend too.
Bam! What?
She said
we
go.
all are going.
Gravon Mayer did not get an Evite. All right, you gotta send me an Evite, babe. I got that on my flip phone now. I got the little chirp still. Remember that? The next tab. Just let me know.
The BB.
Yeah, I'll bring the beer in there. It's gonna be some cheap beer. You know, I'll get some Natty Light or something. That's about it, babe. That's all I'm gonna do. I might bring some grillage too, whatever you need.
Man, pub bad. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, we need that hookup. We like the fish.
Yeah.
But yeah, but tell us a little more about what ultimate, you know, like Hicks kind of settled into this thing where and which I love, is that independent films he just kind of wants to stay in that groove, you know. And to me, I guess, and I'm not faulting anyone who wants more, but to me, it's more rewarding in the independent film side, because it's even like this. We've had people on a higher level tell us that our product is something awesome, and we're a homebrew package, right? And that's the coolest thing about it is, we had Rattlesnake Dre on our show, who was on the History Channel. They gave this guy $250,000 to make a 30-minute episode.
An episode,
right?
What would you do with $250,000
to make an episode?
In 30 minutes?
To rent some airboats and some crap, right? You know what we could do with? I mean, we can give you a production for $250,000.
We can.
So I'm just saying the production value of what small homebrews can do now, you know, with just enough effort from the people involved. And that's one thing with us. We've lost people along the way, because when we started this thing, we had 4 of us and said, if we each do a quarter of this work, it will never be work. It'll always just be what we love. And one by one, and through the test of time, Tyler and I are the ones that are still here. So now it's 50-50, and that's where we are. But it's the same thing with what y'all doing. If you show up on game and he shows up on game, because even though you've worked all week, you've had life, you've had all this other stuff, when you get there, it's game time. And that's awesome. Like, we know that we have the worst days every single freaking time a guest walks into the studio. It's the worst day. And we always say, dude, you know, we're to the point now, dude, if you're not facing adversity, it ain't happening. You're not doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way y'all look at it. And that's awesome, because people do not do that. The depressive sides of people, and where it is okay to grieve and to feel the emotion of anything in life. It is not okay to sit in it.
Right.
Unless you need a stew in it for a character, right?
I mean, it's something you like to do. It's a hobby, you know?
Yeah. It's
not work if it's something you love to do. If you get paid for something that you like to do, kudos.
Yeah, even better.
That'd be nice, huh?
Yeah, check out our Patreon.
Wait, when you get paid to do this kind of stuff? It costs me money.
You're not doing it right, my man.
We got our first check fucking stuck to that
And check
wall.
it out. My first check right there, that's my first personal paycheck, is number 420 from DSR Productions.
Coincidence? I think not.
It's okay.
I made sure it happened that way, too.
But what, like you were saying, how reaching out to these companies for placement in the movies and stuff, that is absolutely the step to get from I'm paying for this project to Audi is paying for this project. You keep doing that.
I wish.
You keep doing that, and you keep forming that relationship and bouncing. It could take years. It could take months. It could take a day. You just never know who needs something from you and can recall back to what you needed at that time and pay you for that shit.
Oh, exactly. And that's what I was saying earlier about the networking and treating people with respect and stuff like that, because you never know what the future holds for people.
That's right.
You know, I've met people through my filmmaking endeavors, you know, that because Breanna has worked with me, I got to link these people up together and give her opportunities. You know, same with Miss April Pinnell, who plays Darla, who's the antagonist of the DSR project. She had opportunities to audition for other things based on the networking of everything. So it's all about treating people with respect and networking and going on with that. But like since we're so young in this filmmaking world, right, is building those relationships with people, you know, those companies and stuff like that. Like we have Abita, you know, Audi, and Apple, you know. So Apple already told us they go watch Dear Kate. That could be open up an opportunity for us in the future.
That's that's a nice email to get.
It is.
That's really awesome.
So like these companies, well-known companies, know who we are.
Right.
You know, Jack Daniels and I forgot who else we have, but all these companies know our project, so they're on the lookout for it, like, because we're representing them as well.
Yeah.
Not only are they helping us out with their product placements, but what we put on the screen is a reflection of their product as well.
Right. And you can always embellish that as much as you want to, which is super fun, right? Yeah, Jack Daniels, you've inspired the story.
Yes.
Audi, you drove us home safely.
Numerous times.
Designated decoy.
Or Apple, we shot everything on an Apple. They'll know that's a lie. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Or the box from the barrel. When you go in the men's restroom, there's cool shit written on the wall when you're peeing.
I erase it off with my piss. I don't know about you, because it's in chalk.
But oh my god.
But Bree, I would love to ask
T-Bree.
So, where do you see yourself going with this venture? Like, you've started to lay the foundation of what's possible for you. What do you want to get out of being an actress, say it in 10 years from now, when you'd be 32, right? Mm-hmm. That's how old I am, so.
You don't even want to think about that, do you?
I mean, I couldn't even see myself getting this far.
So now that you know that this can be a thing for you, though, have you thought about where you would like to go with it?
I'm very open-minded. Like, I like the feature films. Like, I'm open to the short films. I'm open to possibly anything. I mean, if you want me, you want me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really shoot for anything. I'm really go big or go home.
Okay.
She's going to walk the red carpet at the Academy Awards in a couple of years.
I hear it. You heard it here first, too.
Hopefully we won't be wearing masks anymore.
That'll be cool.
At that point, you won't have to go to the red carpet with a sequin mask.
That'll be pretty cool. But, like, another thing, too, like, if you're, is there something in your head that you're saying maybe that I'm not capable of doing yet? Like, that's not quite where I'm at. Or that's a character I can't identify with. Is there something that's putting you out on a level that's you're not quite there on your skill level?
I know I have a lot to learn. I feel like each day, like, I feel like I can always do something better. But that's really, I feel like, just my personality. Like, you're your own worst critic.
Absolutely.
And that's my biggest thing I have to deal with. But this whole journey has, like, really helped. Like, I feel like it's changed me as a whole person. Like, it's taught me so much. I feel like, especially with acting, because it's like, I think that's why I love what I do, because when I'm that person, it's like I don't have to worry about me no more. I'm somebody else. So it's kind of nice just to be in a different reality sometimes.
That's a really cool perspective.
Well, check out this reality. So, yeah, Dear Kate, yada, 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 blah, 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 acting, actress, whatever. Right now, you're being heard in India. How do you feel about that? Kerala, India. Go follow her online. Check it out.
That's awesome.
Worldwide, dude.
Literally, someone is probably learning a little bit of English from you.
From you. They're learning certain phrases from you right now. We have a large list.
My broken down English.
In the South, there's always a reason to drink beer. Now the rebellion's giving you one more. Pickled Peppers Hop Shop. Homebrew kits delivered straight to your door.
The ceremony's about to begin.
Become a member of the 1 Million Brew Club today at pickledpeppershopshop.com. And don't forget to listen to Tyson and Tanner on their hit podcast, Pickled Peppers Hop Talk. TNT on PPHT on all podcast outlets.
Johnny! I need a pickle!
Pickled peppers.
Pickled peppers. Pickles peppers.
I like tomatoes in my gumbo.
Oh, get out. Get out.
It's a Creole gumbo.
Oh my god.
Okay, at least she's identified it as what it is, though.
It is. I did say that.
That's respect.
I said that's more of a Creole
Look,
thing.
if you tried it and you didn't like it, okay, well.
Oh, I would eat it. I would not even turn my I've never said I
My
wouldn't
mama
eat it.
cook different. She make it taste good.
I'll eat it. I'll try it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I want to go to the camp and eat some.
Like, just because you ate it and it tasted bad, the person probably just didn't cook it right.
What you don't like to? Is there anything you don't like to eat as far as seafood or anything like that? Because like, for instance, I will not eat a coubillon. I don't care what's in it.
I love redfish coubillon.
I don't love that. I don't like it at all. And I think it's because when I was a kid, my papa made a turtle coubillon. That was about the worst smelling thing I ever smelled. It was putrid. I was like, oh my god, this smells like
I'm
the
not
morgue.
crazy about turtle.
Yeah, turtle's very turtle.
It's all right. Like,
Yeah.
I'll eat it, but
It tastes like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would smell, you know, to me, like feet and sewer and pizza. But is there like, you know, I pretty much eat any seafood out there. Ain't a whole lot I won't eat, you know, soft shell crab, soft shell shrimp, oysters, you know, I eat it all.
you just said all the good stuff, though.
That's everything. What else?
celery. I do not like celery.
Oh.
I could
I can't like celery. I'm sorry.
Even if it's cooked in something?
I love vegetables. Like,
Just
I'm
not
really
that
not
one.
picky. I can't eat celery or tomatoes. I love cooked tomatoes. I
Yeah.
cannot have raw tomatoes.
Me either. I ain't down with that. I make them take it off my my oyster po' boy at the Cajun Twist down there too.
And look, even if it's on it, even if I pick it off, the juice
It was there.
is still on there.
I'm like that with pickles. I can't fucking stand pickles.
Yeah.
And
I
if,
love pickles.
especially a pickle that's on a burger that it's been fucking soaking all the bread, like, is disgusting. I can't, like, you just pissed me off and I wasted all my money.
You get really upset with Chick-fil-A, don't you?
I specifically
You don't eat
asked
Christian chicken, do you?
twice to make sure that there's no pickles on it when I tell them when I want 6 chicken sandwiches.
But did your mom pass on those things, like how to make a roux from scratch? Like, you know how to do those things?
I know, like, how to start one. But, like, I never really made one myself yet. I'm about to, because I just, you know, got my own little house. You know?
Yeah.
So,
You about to start that adventure.
oh, hell yeah. I just made this banana bread. Oh,
Oh,
my
I
God.
dig banana bread,
haven't
especially with
had
some
that.
rum in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, and some ice cream.
I haven't
That's
had
one
that
thing
in
my
years.
grandma used to make really good. She used to make this lemon brick cake that was crazy because she made homemade icing. And we were kids, and we would always feel a little buzz, and we didn't know why. It's because she would put a thing of ice cream on top of this warm bread, and she would put drambuie, which is like a chocolate coffee liqueur that's 17% alcohol volume. And she's like, oh, taste this. And we're like, oh, this is good, Granny. And next thing you know, we're all like bobbleheaded and shit because we're feeling drunk at 8 years old.
I used to put that in my coffee when I'd go work in that high-class restaurant that I worked at.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I would put some coffee liqueur in that shit every morning, and I never said a word. Like, that shit was so good.
I know. But, dude, it's been super. I say dude. You're a dude. We're a dude. I'm a dude. You're a dude. We're a dude. But thank you so much for coming on. It's been awesome. And I cannot wait to see where your career goes. And don't stop giving all of yourself, because the minute you lose sight of that, don't lose sight of your heritage either just because you're young. It's not. There's nothing wrong with your accent. There's nothing wrong with where you're from. And we know that because we're doing phenomenal things with the same accent, with the same thing. We're both from the bayou. Everybody that we're connected to, all our connections, all from the bayou. And there's a reason for that. And it's because we are the most talented and we are the cut above. And you are the cut above in your social circle. And you need to start believing that. And you need to know that you're only bound for the destiny that you set for yourself. And you're only as good as the circles you keep. So one thing I learned in all this is with Tyler, and what he taught me is is we had to cut fat on relationships in life that were toxic because they were not successful people. So if you don't run with successful people, you will never be successful. If one person in your life, one single person, is not successful and you are putting any amount of time into that, it will hold you back from greatness.
That's true.
And you don't ever want to do that in life. So I commend you for what you're doing. Thank you for being real and having and letting people see a vulnerable side of you on screen, and connecting with that, because that's a special thing. That's something that most people never step outside of their comfort zone and do, and you're doing. So be proud of that. Be really proud. It takes a lot of nerve to do what you're doing. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And we know we've tried. We said it before, like, we've tried different things and we just suck. So
That's true.
Now we just sit in a studio and drink and talk shit.
And a big thing that I've learned too is defining success itself has changed for me over the years, where I thought I had to reach a certain pinnacle to have success. That is not the case at all. Success is literally a deliberate action that you're putting forward, and if you're achieving a result, that's success. If you keep doing that, you become successful. So the deliberate action of what you're doing and where you're putting your headspace and where you're devoting your time to is amazing for where you at in your life. So keep pushing, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and let our audience know where to go find you.
You can follow me on Instagram at @BB Locascio and Facebook Breanna Locascio. That's it. Because I don't have much social media. I really don't mess
And also,
with it.
Brandon, what's
I'm more active on Instagram.
Dearcade on Instagram.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we have for Dearcade, we have the Instagram page, the Dearcade Movie. Same thing with Facebook, Dearcade Movie. We're on Twitter, Dearcade Movie, and we just recently started a TikTok account. So that's
boy.
yeah, I know.
You having
A
fun
whole
with that?
nother beast.
It's a different
All
animal.
these.
It's a different animal, but we just started a TikTok account with a Dearcade Movie. All this stuff's Dearcade Movie, so pretty easy to find.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate you, Brandon, coming in. Really appreciate you, Bree. It's awesome having you guys.
We're
And
fans, and our fans will be fans.
I can't
which
wait
is
to
really
see
awesome.
where this goes. Absolutely. We're going to be watching.
Yep. All right, guys. Until next time, DSR Talks.
Thank y'all for having me.
You are welcome back absolutely anytime.
Thank you for listening to the Dank Swamp Rebellion. Tune in Wednesday when the Rebellion sits down with local TikTok sensation, Hey E-Rock.